Well, good evening, everyone, and thank you for participating in our Tele-Rally with special guests, President Donald J. Trump and candidate for Governor Burt Jones. Let's kick it off tonight and enjoy together this amazing song by Lee Greenwood, God Bless the USA. Please sit back and enjoy the music as we begin the event.
If tomorrow all the things were gone, I'd work for all my life, and I had to start again with just my children and my wife. Thank my lucky stars to be living here today, 'cause the flag still stands for freedom, and they can't take that away. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. From the lakes of Minnesota to the hills of Tennessee, across the plains of Texas, from sea to shining sea, from Detroit down to Houston and New York to LA. There's pride in every American heart, and it's time we stand and say that I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA. And I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. And I won't forget the men who died, who gave that right to me. And I gladly stand up next to you and defend her still today. 'Cause there ain't no doubt I love this land. God bless the USA.
Well, good evening once again, everyone, and thank you for being with us. My name is Sherry, and I'll be our moderator for our event. And at the conclusion of President Trump's remarks, we will be asking you a special poll question, so please do stay on the line with us throughout the entire Tele-Rally. And now it is my great pleasure to introduce to you candidate for Governor of Georgia, Burt Jones.
Thank you, Sherry. I appreciate that. And thank you, everyone, for being here this evening. I appreciate all the thousands of people who are on this line with us. But I'd also like to especially thank President Donald Trump for him being willing to participate in this. President Trump has been a longtime friend. He's been a longtime supporter. I was with him in 2016, and he supported me in 2022 for lieutenant governor, and now he's supported me now in 2026 for governor. It is a big honor to have his support because, he's the best president in my lifetime, and I'm sure many other people's lifetime on this phone as well. This election is very important here in Georgia, and he's illustrating how important it is to him by being with us this evening. And I appreciate all the support that I've gotten from around the state. The early voting has started. We're looking very strong. We've got a lot of momentum, but we can't finish strong, finish the drill without each and every one of yours help. So I know President Trump is on the line, and I would like to welcome him and thank him. And without further ado, let me introduce the 45th and 47th President of the United States, Mr. Donald J. Trump.
Well, Burt, thank you very much, and hello to the patriots of the great state of Georgia. I won Georgia big, and we've had a great relationship together. I love you, and I guess you at least like me. And I don't do these often, but I do it in the case of Burt because hopefully he's going to win. He's a great man. He was a great lieutenant governor, and everybody knows him, and he's just great. And that's all I can say, and that's why I'm doing it. I can't do it for many people. I really don't want to do it for many people, but I felt I had an obligation to do it for Burt because he's that outstanding. So I'm calling to urge all of you to get out and vote in the Republican primary for Burt Jones for governor. Early voting is underway and will continue until next Friday, May 15th. If you're not able to vote early, then Election Day is on Tuesday, May 19th. So you can get out now or you can wait till Tuesday, May 19th. But vote for Burt Jones. He's just an incredible guy who has my complete and total endorsement in the race. There's a lot of confusion. Everyone's saying I endorsed them. I didn't. I endorsed a man named Burt Jones, who was your lieutenant governor. He's tried and true, and he's real quality. And, Burt is an American first patriot all the way. He's a warrior for our movement and one of the truly great lieutenant governors in the history of the state, and I think in any state, no matter where you go, he's respected by everybody. Burt was the first member of the Georgia State Assembly to endorse Donald J. Trump for president. He bravely fought for election integrity in the state Senate when few others, frankly, would. He should have, and he did, and others should have, and they didn't. But he did some great job. He's helped build your state into an economic powerhouse, and I have to tell you, he blows his competition away. There's nobody even close. So it's very important that you you really have to get that man in office because he's going to really do a job. He's going to get your taxes down, so many other things. And Burt is, as you know, a successful, very successful businessman initially. That sounds familiar, who created thousands of jobs in the state. And as most of you know, he's a Georgia football legend, virtually a legend. I don't know if he's Herschel, but he's awfully good. He was very good. And who's Herschel? Nobody. Even Burt will say nobody's Herschel. Herschel was great, another great friend of ours. But he's been team captain, and if you think about being captain of Georgia, is pretty good. He led the Bulldogs to their 2002 SEC championship, and that was a big year and a great team. Burt's been fighting hard to win for Georgia ever since. His entire life he's been fighting hard for Georgia. And with your vote in the election, he's going to do exactly that for you as governor. He's going to be one of the great governors in the history of the state. There's no one better than Burt to keep the radical left Democrats. These are lunatics, and we have to keep them out of the governor's mansion. You know what they'll do? They'll double your taxes. They'll double your crime. You'll have crime all over the place. We've set records on a federal basis. The lowest, I hate to even mention, but it's the lowest murder rate in 125 years since the year 1900, if you can believe it. And despite the fact that Biden had open border policies, which all Democrats want, they want open border. They want to have trans for everyone. They don't want to do what everybody wants. We passed the largest tax cut in the history of our country just recently. You have no tax on tips, no tax on Social Security for seniors, no tax on overtime. Taxes are way down, and everybody's now looking at their numbers, and they're getting $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $11,000 more than they ever thought. Actually, the numbers are coming out much better than anybody would know. And for your 401ks, you'll be happy to know that just today, despite having a little skirmish in Iran, because we can't let Iran have a nuclear weapon, and we're beating them badly, and they want to settle very badly. It'll all work out very quickly. But despite having that, some people would call it a war. I call it a military operation, and for lots of reasons. But it's only that. And you know what happened in Venezuela? That was a one-day situation. Now we get along great with Venezuela. It was a one-day victory, and we're doing equally as well in Iran. And when you look at the kind of things that are happening, we are doing that for one very, very important reason. We cannot allow them to have a nuclear weapon. So I think most people that understand that, they understand that what we're doing is right. It'll be over quickly. And frankly, we hit a new stock market high. Despite that, a new stock market high today, and the S&P hit way over 7,000. As you know, the Dow is at 50,000. It was 50,000 yesterday, and we're hitting new highs, new records that weren't supposed to be hit for the entire 4 years. They said there's no way that the Dow will go over 50 in 4 years. Not possible. I did it in 1 year. And I need people like Burt to help me, because Georgia's so important, and I'll take care of Georgia. Believe me, we're cutting a lot of all the bad stuff out, and we're leaving the good stuff in, and we're multiplying it times 10. So he's going to keep transgender away from your incredible young people and your students and all of the people. It's really, I call it the transgender mutilization of your children. We're going to keep them out of your schools and keep that out of your schools. He's going to crack down on sanctuary cities. And you see what's happening with it's really a sanctuary for criminals. They release criminals into your communities, and he'll put violent repeat offenders in jail where they belong. As you know, in D.C., we had one of the most dangerous cities, Washington, D.C., our capital, one of the most dangerous cities in the country. And now it's one of the safest cities. It was almost a 90% decrease in crime. We took over. I moved in the National Guard. They've done an incredible job, and people are safe. Restaurants are booming. Restaurants were closing. The city was dead, our own capital. Now it's thriving. Nobody's ever seen anything like it. Same thing, Memphis, Tennessee. We went there, was really in trouble. And crime is down now 70%, and we've only been there for literally a few months. And in Louisiana, New Orleans, where they just had their Mardi Gras, the governor called me up, Jeff Landry, said, "Thank you so much. It was the best Mardi Gras, the safest we've ever had, by far, the safest ever on record." Crime is down about 70% in a short period of time, and we'll get it down to more than 90% very soon, and in all cases. So crime is a big thing for Burt also, and he has what it takes to keep Georgia's economy growing and really fast. He wants low taxes. He'll cut the job-killing regulations where we've set a record, and we need people like Burt to keep it going, and he'll fight to bring more great manufacturing jobs to your state, and he's famous for that. Burt will also protect our veterans and advance election integrity, so important. You know what happened in Georgia? It was a disaster, and we came back at a level that nobody's ever seen before. We won in a landslide, and defend our always under siege Second Amendment. Your Second Amendment is under siege, and we need people like me, frankly, because I've kept your Second Amendment strong despite tremendous opposition. The radical left does not like people that happen to want to own guns, and you need to have it. You have to keep your Second Amendment totally healthy and alive, and I've done that on a federal basis, and Burt will help me because it is under siege. And again, early voting is underway and will continue until next Friday, May 15th, and if you're not able to vote early, then Election Day, that's the big day. Election Day is on Tuesday, May 19th, and you can find your voting location and hours by visiting swampthevote.usa.com. You know, I came up with expressions to get out and vote. You got to get out and vote. And I came up with one that was good, too big to rig. You got to make it too big to rig. Go out and vote. Burt's leading in the polls, but you got to make it too big to rig because bad things happen. And, they tried, in my third time they tried, but we had it too big. It was too big to rig. We won every swing state. We won everything. Popular vote, we won everything. But we were out there, and people that, frankly, would have stayed home because our polls were leading by quite a bit, they went out and they voted, and they tried, but they were unable to do. So remember that expression, too big to rig. So you can find your voting location and hours by visiting swampthevote.usa.com. So, Georgia, get out and vote for Burt Jones, and we will win, win, win. And I want to thank you. Georgia, I love you. I take care of you, and I always will. And, Burt, if you would take over, I really appreciate the fact that you're a brave guy, and you've done a fantastic job for Georgia and our country. And thank you very much, Burt.
Oh, thank you, Ms. President, and we appreciate you being on tonight and appreciate your support. And yeah, I know you know Georgia loves you, and we appreciate you having Georgia on your mind. So, but with that, I would just like to thank everybody for being with us here today. I want to thank the president for him, giving us his time because I know it's very precious, and so we very much appreciate him coming out and showing support for us. I am the only endorsed Trump candidate in this race, and I'm the only one that has the business background as well as the legislative background who will be ready on day one to govern. So I hope that each and every one of you who joined us tonight will go out and vote. If you've already voted, thank you. But get your friends, get your family members, and get all of your associates to go vote and vote for Burt Jones for governor. I appreciate Ms. President. And Sherry, I'll kick it back to you.
Well, thank you so much, Burt.